Who would have thought during the Vietnam War, when we're dropping millions of pounds of bombs on Vietnam, that 50 years later, they would be sending us wooden marble machines to amuse us. Life is strange. This is my review of the wooden marble machine from the website woodmarblemachine.com. It's an unpaid review. I just thought I'd tell you my comments and thoughts on their product. My initial concern was how the machine is shipped. It's just a kit that you have to put together. So let me turn it off for now. Move this to the back. So what you're sent is basically a piece of wood with no description on what it is, and there's one, two, you get at least 2 of these. If not, you can get up to 9. So let me go through this real quick, explain why. So what you get is different modules that you can put on and off, and they do different things. So I ordered mine with 4 modules. Okay, so you get different modules. None of them are labeled, the bases, they're all different. So that's the base to one. And then what you get is something like this. Just a bunch of parts. There's no labels anywhere telling you what module that this goes to. So you have to look at the pictures of the modules and try and figure out what base is which and what parts are which. Also, the model doesn't come with instructions. I could not find the instructions on the website, so after I received the model, I emailed them, and to their credit, they emailed me back within a half hour. They emailed me the instructions for only the modules that I purchased instead of the entire kit. So this is what's called a G1 kit, and it has 9 modules. Now, everything is just put together with basically glue. There is not a lot of fasteners in this particular one. The instructions are, let me pause for a second. This is a picture of my computer that shows the instructions. So you get a picture of the module that's completed, and then some descriptions of the sub-assemblies and the other parts. Like I say, nothing is labeled, so these things are labeled face A and face B. That doesn't mean anything because you don't know what face is what. You're going to have to look at all the parts, find the parts that match this, and try and put it together. There is no written instructions. It's all pictures, except occasionally they will put the word glue down. Like right here, glue contact faces. So you put glue here, put that down. This one says you take a washer, doesn't tell you the size of the washer, and you get a hardware kit. These are all the pieces. Let me zoom back out here so you can see this. These are all the pieces in the hardware. Nothing, I don't see any, well, I do see a couple washers in there. Nothing really labeled. You're going to have to go through and measure every part, so it helps to have a digital caliper or something in metric. So it'll tell you that a screw that you want is 10 millimeters or 15 millimeters. So usually when there is something that they want you to use, they will give you dimensions. So like this says in the instructions, it's an M3, which is 3 millimeter by 20 millimeter long wood screw. Again, just showed you a bunch of little pieces that you have to put together. No description of what the pieces are as far as relating to what you received. Go through here a little bit more until. So all these posts that are these posts here, all these posts are just glued in place. So and same thing with these slides. So you have to basically hold your finger there until the glue dries enough to let go. I'm using Elmer, I think it's Elmer's wood glue. They say to use Tite Bond 3 wood glue. The glue I have seems to work equally as well. The other little thing I should mention, these little clips here. Nowhere in the instructions does it say to put these on and when to put them on. I found after the fact that you want to put them all on before you mount the part, because it's very difficult to get these lined up, and you have to sometimes use a plier to squeeze these down, and you'll break the glue joint trying to do that. Now, some good things with this is you can't see it because I've already assembled it, but you actually do get ball bearings mounted in these positions where you have these rotating shafts, which I thought was pretty good. The other thing that I was truly impressed with is the accuracy of these bearings in relationship to each other. So what happens is when you watch this run, the clearance here is within 1/10 of a millimeter. I mean, it just works perfect. Same thing with the motor. They both line up extremely well, even though they were this was just glued in place, same with this. So I was generally pleased with that. The motor and the electrical connections here, you have to do yourself. So you'll need a soldering iron and solder, obviously. The other thing that was interesting is the motor has a plus and minus terminals on it, and when I hooked the electrical up the first time, it turned in the wrong direction. And when it turns in the wrong direction, I'll rotate this around here. So if it turns in the wrong direction, what happens is it dumps the balls out on the opposite side over here so they don't come down the track. So I had to unsolder the motor leads and switch them and resolder them. The cost is on the website. From what I remember, it's like $100 and something for the basic machine and one module, and then each module was between $20 and $30. Now, as far as this marble machine goes compared to other marble machines, especially the laser cut plywood ones you'll see that are almost like paper, this one is much more stout. I have one of the other ones from Amazon that was about $45, and they wiggle and shake and stuff, and very difficult to get aligned. But like I say, this one came out surprisingly well. This is module 7, and I finished it up. I had several problems. This is the first module that I've actually had to do a lot of adjustments to. All the other ones pretty much work straight out of the box. First of all, this little lever here has to be set perfectly balanced so that the weight, the center of gravity is such that when it's up, it'll sit on that side. When it's down, it's on that side. So I had to drill a bunch of extra holes in here and file it down and narrow it, make this end lighter so that it would tilt back. That took quite a bit of adjustment, probably 45 minutes of playing around with it until I got it the right weight. The other thing that I had to do a lot of work on was this part here, because the ball would always go to this side. Right now it's going the other side. Come on. There it goes. So I shortened the ends on this hex a little bit, with the X. My wife came up with a solution, the non-engineer wife. She said, add a little piece here so that the ball goes a little bit farther, and that gives it enough momentum to go the other side. So that worked out really well. But that took another 45 minutes of adjusting to get that to work properly. All in all, the pieces are excellent quality for the price you get. I guess, to have some of these things, interlocked better would be a lot more expensive. But, you can put one of these modules together, like this part here, in about 45 minutes if you've never done it before and you have all the parts. If you've done it before, you could probably get it together in half an hour once you understand what they want you to do.